Against the Primal, I think you're okay, but the Dawnbreaker can be an issue, especially if she's laning against you. Usually you're like, I'm an Ursa, Aurora against these melee heroes, I'm gonna do well. But the Dawnbreaker does so much damage that you cannot stand your ground fight and get the Fury swipes up. So yeah, I would agree with that one.
One more pick in the second phase for Fnatic. This will most likely tell us the Primal Beast and Dawnbreaker's positioning here. If we do get a Gabby hero, they leave a bit of flex. If they decide to pick a mid here or support, then we know where Primal Beast is going.
Templar
And it does look like we're going for the Gabby hero, so it could be Armel TA, but I think it's going to be Gabby TA, so still leaving the flex to the last phase. Though it is starting to look like DJ Primal Beast and KP Dawnbreaker.
Yep. It is still gonna be DJ probably laning with Gabby in the safe lane. If it is a TA, you want the Primal Beast with the TA there in the lane. The damage output between the two is quite high. I don't know if you could get away with the Primal Beast in the Dawnbreaker lane. Probably could, even against the Ursa. The Mirana doesn't harass you to all that much. It doesn't have that much damage. It's annoying, but Dawnbreaker and Primal Beast are tanky enough to survive through it.
Depends what Unity bans here. If they're banning mid heroes, they think that Armel's playing Primal. Could be the case. Banning out the Viper at least, that makes sense. Do they ban the Veno as well? I think they're gonna ban the Veno next.
Yeah, they want their Ursa to have a good time. Yeah,
Dawn Veno is a toxic lane to play against, and even if it's not a core Veno, it still counters the Ursa.
I think if they pick a Veno, that you put the Veno as a core and play a 4 Dawnbreaker. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though about the Veno. I'm not sure about the Viper either. A lot of these heroes, they stand in the lane. The mobility of Fnatic isn't great. Disruptor, Primal Beast, they have some mobility spells, but they don't like running around the map completely. It is cool having the Dawnbreaker with those kind of heroes, but I'm not sure if the mobility is gonna be lacking, especially because you know that your TA is gonna be farming the jungle for at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, if you look at the laning stage, that for sure is something you have to pay attention. But if you think about team fights and approaches with the Ursa, if a Viper's around, you're already getting hit by one ability, you're slowed from the poison attack, you can't use Fury Swipes and the Nether Toxin, and TA is a hero who usually is pretty stationary. Like, you go in, you throw right clicks, you do very minimal movement, Ursa is going to be on top of you. That's where Nether Toxin would be really good, but yeah, Viper's gone, so we don't have to worry about that too much. I'm just trying to look at things outside of the laning stage, because I feel like Fnatic's already got good lanes.
Yeah, Fnatic has good lanes either way. This is how they want to round out their draft. Unity, though, they need something to deal with the refractions. You don't have a lot of it. Battery Assault is okay. Swashbuckle is okay. None of them are great. What came to mind is a Jakiro. Imagine an offlane Jakiro here. I would love to see it.
They need something against the TA. Snapfire? Snap Ursa Pango? I don't know.
They could go for Veno themselves. They go for the Invoker.
Okay, earn Cold Snap. Okay, that's one way to deal with the TA. Not sure if it's the best way, but it does give you something. I
think most people play Exort Invoker right now. You have the Clockwork, you have a Mirana, so you can keep people in place.
Good. 10 seconds. It just puts a lot of weight on the Clockwork then.
A lot of it, yeah. I mean, this hero always has a lot of weight on him, and he always needs to be the one going in first, giving his life away. So I'm okay with that.
I still think it's gonna be a Quaswex Invoker, and Ursa goes Battle Fury.
And how do you kill people? That's a problem. Primal Beast Dawnbreaker.
Ursa kills.
If he goes Battle Fury, I'm scared for that. I think the timing is gonna be TA's timing is gonna be stronger. They go for the Void Spirit.
Maybe now you can't think about the Battle Fury anymore. That's potentially the case here. So Armel hero still picked up at the end. DJ going for the Primal Beast. Everything else is in order. Xiao Yu, he did have a good game on the Marcy in the first match, but now gonna be playing something different. The hell is that arrow that keeps popping from the left?
What?
What is that?
What is that?
Is that a Clockwork rocket flare that's flying around or something? Hello?
No.
Muerta? Wrong game.
What the hell? Okay, something weird is happening, but I have no idea. Hopefully, someone in chat will be able to answer that one for us. But yeah, Fnatic, I think they got a very easy to execute lineup. They know exactly what they need to do. They know how they are gonna be approaching every single fight. You just need to be careful that you don't start suffering in terms of levels, but that just means you need a stable laning phase. You don't need to do anything perfect with this lineup. You just need to have a stable laning phase and then start murdering heroes. One thing though that Unity Gaming have this game is vision. And if they are gonna win somehow, it's on the back of that vision. You use the vision to catch people when they are off guard on the transitioning between lanes. That is how you win this game for Unity. So let's see if they can make it happen. We all know that this team loves to be super aggressive and all around the place.
Still trying to figure out the mystery of that arrow. What is that? Who's bringing it into the game? Is it one of those Crimson Witness sets potentially? Because I feel like we have one or two of those. Not on the Mirana, at least. I think Void has something like that. Is that a Crimson Witness? No, this is just a Hidden Vector set. I'm not sure if that's what we're looking at.
It was on the Radiant side, so I think that those are the heroes we should be looking at, but I have no idea. Mirana is the only one that uses arrows.
It's the Invoker. It's the Invoker's arrow that's flying around his set. If you look at him.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Kid Invoker has some kind of Cupid arrow.
It does look like a Cupid. So who's gonna be in love in this game, Panda?
You.
I was talking about the heroes. Obviously, the Invoker cannot hit me with those arrows. I'm outside of the game.
You're the voice of God. Because you're commentating without a face.
30 seconds to video game.
I don't know, maybe... Well, there's a couple options depending what kind of romances you prefer.
Pango is a
Pango's a
very
romantic,
nice
that's for
gentleman.
sure.
Yeah. So, and Mirana is a beautiful lady, so it's quite nice to get him to like the Mirana. Maybe he should hit the Mirana because Pango is already gonna go for whatever.
I think Pango is maybe very jovial towards it, but I don't think Mirana is necessarily gonna give in to every proposal given. I don't know, Dawnbreaker. I think she's not a romantic. I don't think she's very far from it. She's kind of like this full-on warrior, always about the battle, bringing out the sun. You know, very fanatic, I guess you could say. Of course, a Dawnbreaker's a Fnatic hero because he's playing on Fnatic. Like,
Okay,
but I'm talking about a religious Fnatic here. You know, like one of those crazies.
Yeah. Zhao Yu, though, he did receive some hate, not really love from Fnatic here because they beat him up already level 1. Very nice positioning in the lane from Gabby, and with a couple of hits after the Melt Strike, it was just a huge amount of damage.
Gabby, oh, arrow does connect onto the Disruptor. Everybody in this top lane is already low. Gonna have to force out that early regen. Gonna have to give a couple extra tangos for the TA. TA actually does have his own, does have her own set. But Zhao Yu with the shield crash slow. Huge AoE. Salad can also follow up on those, get a couple extra pokes in. This is a very weak lane for Fnatic until they hit level 3, level 4.
Yeah, I expected them to put the Primal Beast there, but they sent the DJ on the bottom lane. And this bottom lane is going to be very fun when the brawling does start. You have 4 pretty tanky, high damage dealing heroes. A bit more damage dealing on the side of Fnatic, but still, if you go in with all of your spells and you're unable to kill the Clockwork and the Ursa, they can easily run you down as well. So it is going to be a brawl fest here if the teams can find the right initiation. It's always nice seeing four melee heroes in a lane.
It's a bit of a rare treat, if you put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabby started off with Meld.
Yep, because of the level 1 fight. Just because of that. They did force a lot of Pango region.
Right. Then it makes sense. Only gets a point in side blades. Probably gonna be refraction level 3.
Yep. As soon as you get side blades on the TA, the lane starts looking a little bit easier for you. You can push out, you can go for pulls. Junel already made sure that the camp wasn't blocked, and then this lane just becomes much easier for Fnatic.
A bit Bit of a spooky courier there for the Primal Beast. Straight out of a horror movie.
I'm looking at this Pango. He has the Wraith Band. He's not going to be afraid of the meld whatsoever. So Zhao Yu in this lane is going to have a perfect time.
Yeah.
Just the perfect time. That allows the Mirana to do whatever she wants. And that's a big deal. Arrow connects, let's say, on the Void Spirit. You find a good angle. Armel is instantly dead against the Exort Invoker.
Yeah, Exort is the option here for the Invoker after all. Going for power treads too. A bit of extra stats early on. Was thinking about maybe teleport boots, you know, brown boots, Midas, but I guess you have the mobility in your team that you don't need to go for them this game.
Seems like he doesn't need it. We'll see. He did get Gloves of Haste, but he is thinking about power treads on Knight rather than just going straight for a Midas. That is weird. The Exort Invoker really needs the levels, so Midas is always the item that you want to be gunning for.
No kills in 4 minutes. You happy, Harry?
Yes, very happy, very happy. This is the type of gameplay that we love. Just hitting creeps, murdering them, making sure that the enemies don't get that much farm. But the lanes are going really well for Unity, and they should be very happy with this. I can understand Fnatic. They just don't want to die. They don't want to die because their lineup, it's about timings, it's about levels and stuff like that. But this is this difference in CS is a little bit too high for my taste at this point.
Yeah, this is definitely the opposite of a bloodbath. Probably a mental battle for over all these players because, like, oh, we're so used to these games where we kill a lot and we just have to make something happen. But it's only trading abilities and poking the opponents. Maybe Salad. He's got a Tango running. He's going to be okay. Just dropped very low. Would have needed an extra 5th strike on the Thunder Strike for it to count. So still no kill.
You're trying to get Juno low so that the possible Sunstrike can connect on him. Knight would be very happy if he could get some Sunstrike kills. He is doing well in the lane, but it's not like he's crushing the Void Spirit. Just doing slightly better. A couple of CS 5 minutes in isn't anything to be particularly proud of. So you try to get the advantage with the Sunstrike kills. Mirana arrows is something that you are most hopeful for.
MKS takes a lot of damage, tries to turn around the trample, gets a bit of distance thanks to the cogs from Law, and we still don't get a kill. Maybe now, KP goes for a couple right clicks. Actually, Salad going down on the other lane is going for the Disruptor. And then we have a Celestial Hammer to connect onto the Ursa, but Ursa has the regeneration to live for a little bit longer. But as seen, it is the Mirana who loses her life in the top lane. Gabby with a couple pokes onto Zhao Yu, but the Swashbuckle will then break the refraction. MKS again in trouble and down. DJ KP finding the angle on the Ursa. Law, for a moment, he left the lane, and they find an opportunity to jump. Sunstrike coming in, though, and that is DJ down as well. An assist for the Invoker.
Action finally starting here in the on the map.
Finally.
Finally. I like really how Fnatic played that one. They didn't really want to commit onto the Ursa until they saw that he used the sticks. Once he used the sticks and they saw he doesn't have any mana for the Earth Shock, they knew that they can go for him. Despite the Fairy Fire, at that point Ursa was low enough and they could finish him off. But also, what I also like for Unity in this game, Zhao Yu did go for the Urn of Shadows. I think this is the right choice. Look at the rotation from DJ.
Coming in, Onslaught is available, and onto Zhao Yu he goes all the way despite the Swashbuckle. Pango in trouble. Hammered down. The big fists of this dinosaur. There's not much remaining of the pangolin after that.
And the perfect time to rotate as well. Look at the top lane, the bottom lane. KP is in a great position here. The lane will be going a little bit towards the enemy tower, but this siege creep will keep it in a somewhat safe range so that he'll be able to at least leech some experience, and that is important. You know, KP probably can't die. Oh, KP might actually die.
But KP will not die. KP might die. Die might KP. KP die might.
He made a mistake. No. He made a mistake. He went for the Celestial Hammer when he was in the cogs and the Battery Assault was going, but in the end, still not enough.
Xiao Yu, though, getting targeted. Genuine just drop low. 3 seconds for Swashbuckle. Sunstrike is on top of him. He dodges it somehow. The glimpse onto the Pango, and TA continues to pummel. Slow down. Arrow missed. But Gabby has the Melt Strike coming off cooldown. Mirana not able to get a catch here. Gabby still battling it out. Mirana no leap charges. 2 more hits. Actually, 1 is just required. A high damage roll comes out. Armel will kill off Law in the mid lane with the help of DJ as the Clockwork was diving, and Fnatic up to 7 kills now as we're 8 minutes into the game.
We wanted this Panda. We were asking for it. Like, there are no kills. Why? Just like this Primal Beast taunt here.
What do we want? Kills! When do we want it? Now!
And Fnatic and Unity, they're nice enough to give them to us. So KP is approaching level 6. That's gonna be an even more dangerous situation for Unity. Unity needs that Urn of Shadows charge. Xiao Yu is very, very sad that the Disruptor didn't die. If Disruptor dies on the top lane with the Sunstrike, it's much, much different. Arrow in mid.
And the Sunstrike used to. It's a good catch for Salad.
He got DJ too.
Okay, DJ, well, he's gonna have to wait for a bit longer until his onslaught is available. It gets cancelled right away by Law. I think he tried to time his onslaught so that between the battery assault ticks. Sadly, the stun still is a mini stun. It has a duration on it, so you can't actually time it properly in between.
I think he wasn't clicking on the Clockwork, and he just was calculating in his head that the time has come for the battery assault to end. Because I think DJ is well aware that you can't do it, or probably still
you can move a couple pixels. It is possible.
Yeah.
You just have to pixel perfect time it where you're loading up the onslaught and then releasing it, so you get a couple yards forward. Might just be enough to save your life, though. KP is in big trouble. Swashbuckle comes out as well, but there's no lucky shot proc. Sunstrike, that's gonna take him down. Running in a straight line because an Ursus right behind you.
They got Urn charges though for Xiao Yu, so that's important. Hero
Trying Salad on top. He's got 1 more leap. He's gonna leap away from this though. Arrow forward for the Vision. Massive Melt Strike from Gabby.
Mid lane is going to be very interesting right now because Unity are coming from the side. Oh, they're late.
Down. But they got the Invoker. Xiao Yu still going to go for the Rolling Thunder. He's got the Urn on DJ. DJ trying to juke it around. He's using his taunt as well to make his model bigger. Hey, gets pushed into the cogs. Doesn't get a connection onto Armel. Xiao Yu bouncing back and forth. KP now joining in the fight. He sees an opening, and he will abuse it. Armel for the kill. General coming in as well.
He'll get more.
He didn't even see where he was, and he goes in for the Static Storm. He's got Xiao Yu outside of it, the Swashbuckle. He's gonna be getting out for the time being, but Armel, if he gets this one, yep, he does. That ends the Bango's escape, and back to jail.
A slight mistake there from DJ pushing him out of the kinetic field with the onslaught, but in the end it doesn't matter. Big mistake from Knight. He knew that his teammates were coming with the smoke, going for a full wraparound. They did go between the tier 1 mid and the tier 2, but the second that the Invoker died, it meant they didn't have any damage. So I'm pretty surprised that they even went for a play.
Man, Gabby is getting so much farm on this TA. This is a completely uncontested TA who hasn't been killed, has 4 kills herself, and is almost up to 90 CS in the first 11 minutes. So they recognize the threat assessment situation that TA needs to stay alive. She's on a perfect pace right now.
Yeah, this is amazing for Fnatic. They don't have many stacks. General just messed up the stacks here in the jungle, but it doesn't matter. When you have this good of a start, you don't really need stacks. Stacks are for losers who don't do well in their lane. And Gabby, he has done amazingly well here.
Vessel now on the shopping list for the Pangolier. Dawnbreaker? What does KP have with the Courier? Alright, just the upgraded one. Meanwhile, Arrow in the top lane. Sunstrike comes out as well. Januel get killed, uses the Static Storm. It is a fairly short cooldown in the end, but he won't be able to have it right after. MKS still battling out against Armel, and Armel will take him down now. Doesn't care about your enrage. Will kill you anyway. Killer Instinct. Xiao Yu. Rolling Thunder is ready. Hookshot coming in from Law. No follow-up, though. Armel, you still got... Oh, they got the Cold Snap. That just might be enough in the bounce from the Cogs. A hypothetical new wall for themselves. Knight, though. You gotta get out of this Primal Beast way. Law is down, Knight spreading in the other direction, and so is Xiaoyu, but Genuine does get the glimpse as he's respawned back into the battle. Gabby gonna be chasing Pango. Knight going for the teleport away. Xiaoyu's trying to lead the enemy there too, but they don't have any TP cancels. Well, they do have the onslaught, but with the trample, DJ, right, does a lot of damage as he bumps them both.
Very cold snap on the Void Spirit. He didn't want to go immediately for the Dissimulate. I was thinking, what is the Invoker doing here? Like, they just lost 2 heroes. They don't have the damage, but they had just enough to finish out the Void Spirit. In the end, you lose the Pango, but it's a big committal for Fnatic to finish him off. So that end of the fight there somewhat salvages things for Unity, but not really. They're not opening up the map whatsoever, which means that they cannot overtake the top jungle. That means TA, triangle, top jungle, triangle, top jungle, and even if they open up more with the Fnatic, which they might be able to considering their lead, it's gonna be disastrous for Unity Gaming. This TA will be hitting such a strong timing, probably the strongest TA timing that we've seen in the tournament so far.
Jump from Armel. Rolling Thunder has been baited out. Hookshot misses. At that one Astral Step charge. Just barely available. Xiaoyu will miss this one.
That's bottom tower dead. No Rolling Thunder, no fight on the bottom. So Unity are gonna have to give that one away. They did go for the Battle Fury on the Ursa.
They're backing from bottom though.
Oh.
Rocket Flare seemed to be enough. As soon as they noticed mid has no longer a situation, they've been back paddling here with Law and Xiaoyu. Between mid and bottom, but Armel and Genuine, they're not gonna wait any longer. There's an action rune at the top half, denied by Knight. Clockwork's gonna get killed by the Static Storm. No abilities going off, and he's still gonna get glimpsed in. And there's gonna be Disruptor with the kill. Meanwhile, the top lane, they found Ursa. Bullied by DJ and KP. DJ's got 6 kills on this Primal Beast.
Looking like a really good game for him, and he even has a Blink Dagger already. That's a great initiation tool. He's level 9 as well. That smoke though from Fnatic, they wanted to get towards the bottom lane and secure themselves a tower. So killing the Clockwork in the end, they're not gonna be happy with it. And Moonlight Shadow, they want to get Gabby. This is a big kill.
This is a big kill if they can get to Gabby. Xiaoyu, he's dropped very low. He's already taken down by Gabby. His damage output is just absolutely strong. Hookshot comes out. We'll be finishing him off, but DJ with the pulverize. Bang! Bang! It gets interrupted by Law as he gets close. Knight is down as well. One core for another. They're going to take down Law. Law's going to be losing his life. MKS still on the chase. He doesn't have the slow available for another 10 seconds. KP rolling in with the teleport. Actually, Xiaoyu rolling in and KP teleporting in. And they got the glimpse. They're bringing back the Ursa Versa with the Enrage. Armel trying to get some damage out. They're not really landing any spells on him for now. Another glimpse in 10 seconds. DJ coming with the onslaught. Nice dodge from MKS, buying a lot of time here. They're still getting some poke in, but just not enough. Armel very low on HP, so is MKS, and they're gonna catch Salad, but they want the Ursa. They want the Ursa. KP rolling in. MKS finally killed into the tower by Janual, and Xiaoyu, he's right there, and there's the charge from the Primal Beast. Salad leaps out of the map to dodge that incoming dinosaur, and they're stacked up, taking down the Void Spirit. Static Storm is also placed down, and it's absolutely disgusting as they dive them under the tier 1 tower. They keep their heroes up. KP. Oh, Saminio. The catapult. The rocket flare with the catapult. Oh, those tower hits were so unnecessary for KP.
Yeah, those really shouldn't have happened. He had the line to get out of that one. They'll lose vision. They won't get the tower. But Fnatic, they were so greedy in that chase. They could have just waited for the Pango ulti to stop. You glimpse the Pango, you kill him. That's a dieback. You're super happy with it. But they're like, no, we want to kill all of them. And they did manage to do it. Just continuing to increase the lead. You would think, oh, they didn't take the tower. It's not that big of a deal. The top tier 1 dropped. The mid tier 1 dropped. Fnatic, that's the perfect situation for them.
And back to battle once again. Law trading off with Janual. Both supports traded off. Salad on the run, but the onslaught from DJ. Oh, he's taking a pretty tight angle. This guy, he's driving a pretty good sports car. Even at high speeds, taking those very difficult angles. Much faster than Pango's ride.
I'm gonna drive straight and then turn to the left sometimes, you know. Top lane, they want to defend as well. DJ is here. He's setting up.
As soon as he reveals himself with the roar, they will know that he's around. Rolling Thunder out. He actually blinks in. wants to get to the Ursa into the river and runs to Armel. Armel will find the Ursa but not get the connection with the Remnant.
They have been doing a good job on the side of Unity Gaming dodging these onslaughts from DJ. But Fnatic, they understand their strength. They're going forward. They want this fight.
You saw the Invoker mid. Perfect time. Law,
Nice
the
little
Cogs will get a bit of a block here. The Celestial Hammer does some damage. Actually allows KP to get to the high ground anyway. That was a very interesting interaction as the Cogs push allowed him to go into the high ground instead as he's jumping from an angle where he shouldn't be able to get in. But still, kill is a kill. And they forced out the Invoker into the jungle, meaning this Roshan is going to be uncontested.
They wanted a kill into a Roche and they found the perfect one, the Clockwork. The only one that is going to be scaring you for a potential steal or an initiation, and you found him. You're going to be like, okay, we only lost the position 5. It's not that big of a deal, but it's the position 5 that is protecting the Roche. Now, the Clockwork Rocket will come in, but it's just way too late. The Roche is gone. The timing of Fnatic is still going to continue being perfect. Gabby way too farmed, and now the Aegis in hand.
That's the Rocket Flare of despair. You see that Roche is low. You can't fight it back. All you feel is like, okay, they got it. You know, it's a bit of a demoralizing Rocket Flare. Sometimes knowledge equals pain. That is one of those moments. But hey, Fnatic leading with a 7k lead. And Unity, if they don't win this game, they're kind of forced to do a 2-0 in their last series today to still have a chance at seed number 4 for the playoffs. They need to find some kind of tools to come back into this game. There's another kill on Zhao Yu. MKS with the Battle Fury and Ursa. He needs to farm, but he kind of also needs to find a balance between fighting too. However, the power spike on TA, it's active.
The top tower needs to drop. Unity Gaming need to maybe give some heroes towards the bottom lane and allow someone to take down the top tower. They just don't have the map big enough to for the Ursa to farm, so they went for a smoke. They need to fight.
Good shot on Armel, and they will find a quick kill. Armel will take it. There is a double life on the TA. KP absolutely manhandling Law and MKS by herself. The big hammer lady finishing them off here, but that's actually DJ going down. And now can they get themselves Gabby into the fight as well? Moonlight Shadow being popped, and they see Gabby. He's under vision, exactly. This is going to be a great jump if they can get there. Already blinks out the safety. Oh, barely missing out. He also had vision in mid, so that Moonlight Shadow, as it was popped, it kind of gave him too much information. It's going to defend mid. I love that Gabby is still playing very boldly here. He sees Ursa in the top lane. Is actually going super bold. He's going to find a kill in a 1v3 scenario. Gonna find even more with Armel respawning in. Gotta commend Gabby for that. Like, no fear whatsoever. Of course, it's a TA. It's a level 17 TA who looks strong. He's got items. He's got Aegis. But you're going still 1 versus 3. So, those are the plays you need to make as a professional player. You gotta be bold.
They found Zhao Yu. Really? That again? That's position 4 that just killed you without any chances of you surviving. DJ is ahead of net worth of both the offlaners. Neither KP or Zhao Yu are a threat to him. And look at him, he has the mobility, which is the most important thing for a player.
Oh, they got the arrow on the disruptor. That's a kill.
Armel is in invis, he wants to fight.
He did get a bit of
but
they forced out the enrage at least off of the Ursa. Got the Yules to send the TA alive. Get here, but the Clockwork goes down too, and Fnatic find a response. Support for support.
I have to commend Unity the way that they are reading what Fnatic want to do, especially in that move where Fnatic, they TP the TA on the bottom lane and they smoke towards her, and you just wait for them at a perfect moment. But they have been doing a good job ever since the Aegis got picked up. Fnatic haven't been able to increase the lead by any amount, though they'll get to the tier 2 tower. At this point for Fnatic, it's okay to trade the tier 1 on top for the tier 1 on the bottom, and they're setting up for top as well. This is greedy for Fnatic, but if they win a fight, it's over for Unity.
KS gotta get Static Storm, just finishing the tower. Disruptor getting poked by Janual. Here comes DJ, bang! Only gets 1 hit from the Pulverize. KP there to help him out. Now loses half of his HP. MKS, that enrage is gonna be running out too. Zhao Yu trying to keep pressure on Janual. The charge coming out, it's gonna miss out on MKS, but they will get Zhao Yu. He can't even kill the Disruptor. And this Pango What a grim day it has been for Xiao Yu. He's 1-9 currently on this Pango.
Gabby out. They're trying to keep him in place. He won't be able to blink him. He will. You can use the refraction when you're in the Yules. If you spam, you don't take damage. One refraction charge goes out, but the hook shot connects.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That's a bit of artistry right there. They're gonna blow up the Aegis. AP is here. The rest of them coming in the river. Yep, help is definitely on its way. Help is on the way. Arrow almost connects there. KS onto DJ. DJ has to run away. He's down to 300. And he will finally be nuked down with the slows. Gabby thrown into the air as well. Armel coming to help Salad in the front. Knight coming in from the left. Can't find an angle to help out Salad. Just too far away.
Fnatic is very greedy in this game. They want everything, and because of that, they lose the Aegis. Of course, it would have expired as well, but this was very dangerous territory. Next time around, you go for a greedy play like that, you are gonna be losing your TA. So Fnatic need to take it easy now. Go for from one objective to another, because this game for them, it's kind of already won if you don't go for those risky plays.
What does Xiao Yu do this game? I mean, he's basically 7th in net worth. He's more of a utility. He feels like a pos 4 Pango right now.
He plays a pos 4 Pango. That's it. You are your control. You have a blink. He's going for Yules. Just stay alive for as long as possible. Make sure that the TA isn't attacking you or any of your teammates. So
no pressure, MKS and Knight?
Yeah, not at all.
Got a solo carry these games. DJ. Force up the BKB off of the Invoker. He's going to get dusted up. KP on the chase. He is slowed down. Turns around with the gold snap. He's got the creeps around. MKS, Xiao Yu on their way. Here's the swashbuckle. They just can't get those lucky shots to proc when they really need it. BKB used by KP. Rolling Thunder is still around him. Will juke about. Just they can see the Pango. Meanwhile, Armel with Salad. Oh, he's going to actually find this Mirana here. Mirana gets the Yules off on Armel first, though. But still chasing him up. Xiao Yu getting killed. And Salad, does he live? Armel, is he just toying with him? He's got every spell on cooldown right now, so he can't get there. But where's the wave? Okay, the wave is actually quite far, so they need to wait for a bit if they want to get that tier 2 tower. Though, positive side, they can wait. They're not in a hurry.
Very nice approach from Fnatic. I was like, okay, you're still fighting on a part of the map where you are more likely to lose a fight, but they just did it so well that they were going back and forth, and then when Unity Gaming had to go for a full-on retreat, they did manage to get on top of him. The Pango pretty much finished off his TP, but the glimpse came out at the last second with the Force Staff being used in the Disruptor, and they got that bonus kill. So Fnatic, just a very nice approach to fights. This is what we've seen from them, but sometimes it just backfires, and like it did against Purple Paradox.
Still holding on to an 11k lead. MKS, he's got a BKB now with this Ursa. It's a fresh 9-second one. Doesn't always have to pop and rage at first at the start of the fight, but he needs that second Roche. That's a big objective for Unity Gaming.
For both teams. TA on one side, Ursa on the other. Both of the teams killed the Roche pretty fast. Fnatic, yeah.
Basically what I think is if Ursa doesn't get this second Roche on, Fnatic wins the game.
Yep. That's it. TA with this kind of a lead with the second Roche finishes the game, and Ursa just feels way too weak. Plus, he doesn't have the shard. The TA does have a shard, so it's not going to be that big of a deal for her. But Ursa shard is something of the utmost importance that you don't want to waste your money on.
Mel approaching from the low ground. Moonlight Shadow being popped as they were right under a trap. Already slowed down. Your sentry wards here. Armel waiting for his time to strike. Going for a wraparound. MKS, Law, Salad. There's another trap inside the pit. 20 seconds for Roshan. That was a 40-second Roche timer. Not a very long one. KP found. MKS just needs to guess right, and he will. Got the hook shot. There's the Celestial Hammer. Oh, but he can just go straight through with the BKB. Meanwhile, in the river, they found the Invoker.
That's really
where
bad.
Unity attempts a kill. Fnatic takes it. MKS to go for Armel. He just dodges with the Astral Step. Gabby gonna get stunned up once, doesn't get a stun second time. Xiao Yu onto the high ground. Gabby chasing along the Bell Strike. right to the face of the Pangolier. Death number 11. They got themselves salad. Mirana has her own Yules, but into the Remnant, and that will seal her fate. And Roche is
you
up.
need to start. Yeah, it's up. It's gone. You need to start off that jump on the Dawnbreaker with the clockwork. That's how it has to go. You cannot allow her to get her BKB up before Ursa has already gotten a couple of hits in. And as soon as that happened, it was over. Also, they're in the fight. Very nice force staff coming out from DJ. He's really been on point in this game, in this series overall. The Void Spirit got stunned and the arrow was flying over. If it connects to him, at least you take down the Void Spirit so he's not jumping around the fight. But very nice.
MKS in the jungle. DJ and Armel, they were already discussing it. Armel TP to the bottom lane. They wanted to find the big target. It's the Ursa. The enrage forced out. Disarm coming out from the Halberd, but it's also taken away right away. KP with the stun coming out from the Starbreaker. Down a low HP, surrounded by enemies. MKS down. Does have a buyback remaining. This is Fnatic getting so much out of it. They won a team fight into Roshan, and now the high ground defenders are dying, so they can just push from this tier 2 to a tier 3 tower. Nice catch, General.
Yeah, Fnatic are starting to play Dota really fast. Their ability to move around the map is very high when you look at their heroes and also when you look at their items. They have a couple of force staffs. They have the Dawnbreaker, Solar Guardian, and I mean Void Spirit, Disruptor. All of these heroes, they love running between the lanes. And look at the top lane again. DJ going for Xiaoyu once again. Oops.
Almost finding him too. He does get to teleport home. KP pushing out the top wave. Dawnbreaker, 50 seconds for ult. She can then rejoin once the fight breaks loose. Doesn't need to move with the team. Moonlight Shadow.
They want to get out of the base. They want to at least be able to push out some of the waves. But no one showed in the mid lane. And Xiaoyu went next to the creeps over a sentry. They know they're coming.
Rolls up on the Disruptor. Arrow will connect. And here comes the Rolling Thunder from Xiaoyu. Salad credits it with the kill. Armel, meanwhile, just pushing out the mid-wave. KP continues to farm in the top area. Soon
it's all about the lanes now.
Yeah, it's all about the lanes.
Unity need to make sure that the lanes are pushed out. That's why you're okay with using the Mirana ulti for a support kill. You need people on the side of Fnatic to be dead so you can get out on the map. Fnatic, they're hunting.
DD pop. That's going to be a lot of damage from Armel. Gabby finding the Pangolier. Mango down. Xiaoyu dead once again. Inside the cogs is the Clockwork. And the Templar Assassin. They do have traps. They still have vision at the back line. It teleports to it. It takes down the Clockwork. Law down. KP coming in with the ulti too. What a great read there from the Templar. Has the capability of moving wherever she wants to. That's a tier 2 tower now open. The creep wave is still very far away, though. Gonna have to go through Honest backdoor if they want it. Gabby is gonna blink away.
Unity are still gonna have a fight on the top lane, and that is big. You cannot let that tower go without forcing some things out of Fnatic. You're not gonna be able to deal with them. You won't be able to get out of the base. So it's very important for Unity Gaming to be ready on the top lane. And the Pango is already there.
BKB popped by KP. KP might just be luring them in. They forced the Pango ulti for a kill, and that's what they wanted. They got themselves Gabby trapped, and that's going to be the Aegis, most likely in peril. MKS going to finish off the kill. Xiaoyu down by Armel, and the turnaround from Fnatic. It's going to kick in right now. TA could just jump into another trap. Armel getting used up into the air. DJ looking to go maybe to the high ground, but no onslaught available. KP catches an arrow like the professional he is. And they will look to take this tier 2 tower now with Gabby on the front.
And they're now itemizing just to deal with the Ursa. The Yule Scepter is the Heaven's Halberd. The Ursa, this hero that Unity Gaming have to rely on to do the damage. It's just not there. I like that Fnatic didn't dive there. They understood the importance of just getting the tower down. Oh, nice Yules on the Void.
Yeah, good arrow too. The Sunstrike coming in, but it's just not enough damage. Armel is so hard to kill. 2,500 HP, and Ursa lacking the levels and lacking the life. A life force sucked away from him. Gabby going on against Knight in the high ground. Pushing this Invoker. Hookshot misses. The Force Staff comes out. Another move here is going to be Zhao Yu, but Zhao Yu has met this fate so many times before. DJ rock throw, doesn't connect on anyone. A law down. Gabby again on the high ground. This time no Aegis actually in trouble. Melt doesn't help him. He's under the tower. Knight will get the kill. But does it really matter? I think Gabby has just done his job. Forcing out the buybacks coming out both from the clock and the Mirana. Salad in the front. Law is going to get glimpsed all the way back. He doesn't have a hook shot. Won't be able to do much. KP takes a lot of damage from Knight though. Has to beat KP. DJ looking for the pulverize. He's a bit too far away. Meatballs coming in from the sky. In from the deafening blast. And DJ going to get burnt alive. Just like the meteors back in the day, the dinosaurs died. So does this one too. And they're losing a lot of heroes on the side of Fnatic. Salad battling against Janual. And here comes the tornado from the Invoker. And Zhao Yu to help him out. Knight with another kill. Fnatic end up losing 4 heroes, the Aegis, and they didn't even get... They got 76 damage onto this tier 3 tower. So, bit of wasted potential there, but it is a couple buybacks used on the side of Unity.
Mid lane tower and the lanes out pushing now. Very important for Unity Gaming. They did use those buybacks, but it's only on the supports. Now, you got this fight. You got an opening. Fnatic gave it to you. They made a slight mistake. What happens now is what is actually going to define if they can come back into this game. Considering the TA has the Aghanims, she can deal with the waves quite easily. So you need to make sure that the waves are in such a good position that Fnatic can't do it fast enough and that you can get some catches. When you look at the Clockwork, Mirana, both of these heroes are very good at catching people, especially Mirana with the Yules. So Unity Gaming, they need an aggressive kill right now. Continue the snowball if they really want to come back into this game.
And Zhao Yu also gets the shard now for the roll-up. Got some magic immunity for himself. Moonlight Shadow right next to the mid lane. Does Fnatic fall for it? Does Fnatic fall for the trap? MKS, patience is all. Sentry placed down. I think they just caught a glimpse of a hero escaping.
In competitive Dota, I very rarely see moves like this work. You can see what Armel was doing. He was pushing out the bottom lane. And by him pushing out the bottom lane, no one showing there, you know that Unity Gaming are hunting. And then you just place traps, you place the sentries, you wait out to see someone on bottom, and then you go for a smoke. So it's now Unity that are on the back foot, even though they had the time to push out the waves. But they were greedy. They wanted to just jump someone in the base. That's not going to be allowed by Fnatic.
But they're going to catch Unity off guard completely. Silence comes out. DD rune on the Pango, but it's his own Yule, so he gets to keep it. However, does he get to hit anyone? Law is down. Zhao Yu blinks away. Swashbuckle to safety. Gets the Rolling Thunder. Here comes the Meatballs. Once again, DJ melting. Gabby's BKB also used in this fight already. KP, oh, look at Gabby. Just snipes the Pango as he approaches. He might be an armored truck, but if you shoot him with a bazooka, you're bound to make some holes in it.
And the lanes now are again going to be going towards the side of Unity, so Fnatic can choose what they're going to do. If they choose to dive again, it can be another opportunity for Unity. But Unity, they drop their chance to control the map a little bit better. So again, we are back to the same. Fnatic controlling the majority of the map, waiting for Roche, pushing in the lanes, and Unity Gaming just surviving.
It is a bit of a grim story, isn't it, that we're telling? Because Unity, they finally get like they get to hold their base. They go for a push, and that's gone.
They wanted a little bit more than they could take, and they thought Fnatic was gonna make an unforced error of getting out of their base and being caught. That is almost never gonna happen. Dota players are just so good nowadays that those kind of plays they don't work out. You need to show a hero somewhere on the map. You need to make your enemies feel safe and then strike. And just not something they did. They're trying to break the smoke. Fnatic knows exactly, but they've been spotted.
Rocket Flares does show their location. They're still stacked up a Unity. They're so afraid. They're taking very small baby steps forward. Now Armel jumps into the wave. Does find the Mirana almost by accident here. They're going to get the jump onto him. He's going to fall. MKS with the kill. KP also joining in. A bit of a late ulti with the Solar Guardian. The arrow connects. And a double for the Ursa. Roshan is not up, though. It does not favor Unity.
But they got the fight. That's important. They really didn't think that was going to happen. They were going towards the top part of the map just to secure somewhat of a chance to fight the Roche. and they got themselves a really big fight. They're pushing through the mid lane. Okay, now I like it because the only 3 heroes of Fnatic are dead. You don't need to deal with the lanes. They can't come to your base. You now are trying to force Fnatic into a mistake. And if Armel doesn't buy, the Fnatic heroes can die very easily here.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Gabby playing it safe at the back. He's got a Swift Blink.
They need sentries to deal with these traps. Traps are just a problem. Marissa, sometimes his blink can get cancelled out, and that is a disaster. Nice smoke from Fnatic. They know the big thing is not to get jumped, and you want to be using your spells. So Unity Gaming, they see that the enemies know what's going on, so they go to push out the waves and prepare for a potential next fight. At some point, you know, you're going to be missing out on these smokes. You're not going to have any more, and then you will have to have some map control if you want to get those fights going your way.
All right, well, out of the 51 kills from Fnatic, 31 of those have come from the Clockwork and the Pango. It's a lot of gold that they've been farming throughout this game. 16 kills on Void, 16 kills on TA, 1 on KP. You can see that kind of reinforces our fact that the aggressive Dawnbreaker players versus KP, who's more of a team support type of offlane player.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his items, you already see the difference. He's not going for a Deso, it's a Halberd, it's a AC. He's just making sure that the Sursa is not an issue, or not as big of an issue as he could be.
They're going to get to hold their high ground position above Roshan. Roshan with a shard. Sorry, refresher shard. Not the, always shard is always linked to Aghanim's shard, but you need to remember there is the refresher shard.
Panda watched some James Bond yesterday, it seems like, in the, after we finished our series. But this is the last smoke that Unity Gaming have.
You got to say that George Clooney is quite the man.
They need to make it work. If they jump Gabby, that would be big.
Oh, what a beautiful beginning for the battle. The force step buys some time for him. He's taking another one with his own and gets to isolate for a second. And now gets to reset too. They got the Wind Waker on the Mirana. Moving away right now. Xia Yu. Rolling Thunder on the spot. They found themselves low. The Clockwork. He's very low on HP. MKS inside the Static Storm. Fnatic striking in and striking heavy and striking hard. They're going to take Xia Yu. They're going to take the MKS and Law. And KP might be trapped inside the cogs, but Fnatic, they found the 3 kills after saving Gabby and go for the Roshan. What happened there, Harry? How could they not get that TA?
Level 25 TA, that's what happens. 13 instances of refraction, and you don't really have heroes to deal with it. Invoker, he uses the meteor, but it takes so long to come from the sky, and then the TA is just fine. You get the BKB off, the refraction charges are there. Ursa can go through that one. He's not level 25, no extra overpower attacks, and it's just way too easy for him to survive. They held him in place for a couple of seconds, still not enough.
They got an arrow to interrupt Darmel for a moment, but Knight takes a heavy melt strike straight to the face. Gabby getting to push the high ground. This is their first actual damage on a tier 3 tower if we forget that top lane dive. They are backing away too. Got the buyback.
Gabby needs some mana, so he went back to the base, but it is still a TA with the psionic projection, so he'll be back in no time. Right now, the thing for Fnatic is push in the lanes. Make sure that Unity Gaming don't have a play, and they don't have a smoke any longer. That's gonna be that way for 2.5 minutes. So in those 2.5 minutes, Fnatic are gonna strangle them, choke them in their base, and then try to find an opening. Considering they have a couple of blinks on their side and a potential initiation, at some point a possibility will present itself where you're gonna go for the jump.
It's definitely a very grim situation to being strangled and choked at the same time. Armel looking for a hunt here. He's found himself the Mirana. Mirana does have the Wind Waker, but you ain't exactly gonna get anything out if you got a rock throw flying on top of you. You're getting silenced up, and then, you know, on top of that, you have a TA also throwing in these heavy Desolator right clicks.
How did they allow for that ward to stay there? Unity, they just caused them the Mirana kill. Even has the Aesthetics cap, and not enough. The lockdown is too long. They found the Ursa. Or did the Ursa find them?
I don't know, it feels like they have found the Ursa. Static Storm comes out first from Janual. Gabby charging in, and look at those hits. It's too much. It is too much.
Static Storm can pop the BKB.
Yeah, it's just a... it's a chain feed. You lose one into losing two, and they're going to lose a fourth hero now. All in separate areas of the map. They call GG. They can't do anything about Fnatic. Fnatic 2-0s the series. And they will secure the third spot in the upper brackets.
That's the thing. When you feel hopeless in a game, when you feel like you have to get out and get something done, and it's just impossible, you're bound to make mistakes. I think... I can't say anything against Unity for getting out of their base there, other than allowing that ward to live on the cliff. Everything they did, getting out of the base, going for some pickoffs, trying to get something happen, catch people on the side lanes. That all of that is fine. It doesn't work out well in the end because your main hero for getting pickoffs, the Mirana, dies on a ward that you do not deward on the most obvious spot. So that's in the end what cost them the game. But overall, Fnatic for the entirety of these 40+ minutes that the game was being played, they were ahead. So it wasn't really any time for Unity game where you could say, okay, they can take this game. They did have those base defenses, but other than that, no big team fights went their way.
I agree. There wasn't anything huge impacting the side of Unity here in this second game. And I guess it also just comes down to the strength of their draft. If they had themselves a better laning stage, yeah, it's the good old topic we always talk about. Like, if they did better in the lanes, sure, would have bought them more time. TA was uncontested. They should have found... What was the... Okay, let me put it this way. Instead of saying they should have done something, what should they have done against the TA in the laning stage? Because he came out with a 4-0 score.
So they had a Pango and a Mirana, right? Okay, so here's the thing. The reason that they didn't play the laning stage bad, the thing is that once Sunstrike missed, you don't get the earn charge, so they need to put more emphasis on getting that earn charge. But the second that it didn't go that way, the lane started being a disaster, and then Pango had to move from the lane. So I think that Unity Gaming, just a little bit unfortunate for them. I think they played that lane quite well, both them and Fnatic, and just the little things decided.
You know, yep, it does come to down to some small margins for sure. I think Unity obviously could have done a little bit better, or maybe Fnatic makes a couple mistakes and this game could have been completely different. But the Templar was just too big in this game. And a lot of other small details that did add up to this Fnatic victory. But one thing's for certain, they were the better team out of these two. We have one final best of two, and that is going to close out the group stages. It basically decides the fate of three different teams: Neon Atomic, Lil Gun, and Purple Paradox. And of course, Unity Gaming playing a back-to-back series. If they win, they go to the upper bracket. They need a 2-0 here. If they tie it up, we'll actually take a quick glimpse and see if that is going to be sufficient for them or not. They're going to have the same scoreline as Purple Paradox. Let me actually do that right now. Unity versus Purple Paradox was a tie, so that also goes with the Neustattel scoreline. So that's going to be found. We're going to find out later on. We're not going to be racking those numbers on the stream because we're going to be here for like several hours, and it's not our job. So then with those scorelines, if Unity loses, that means Purple Paradox will keep their upper bracket spot. Unity stays in the lower bracket, and Neon Atomic, on the other hand, will decide: do they get eliminated? Or do they also force out the tiebreaker situation with Lil Gun, which would mean a 1-1 tie would basically mess things up. If they lose the series 2-0, Neon is out. Lil Gun goes through. If Neon 2-0s, Neon is through. Lil Gun is out. That is up to come. You know the storyline. It's one final series. It's after the break. We'll see you soon with T-Panda Harry Freak. We're going to cast that one as well. See you in a bit.